I guess difficulties really bring out your creative juices in an effort not to lay off people. Perseverance and patience is what will bring you across difficult times. No?
Ngayong araw na to, hahataw tayo sa mga kwento. Whether you're a fan of the auto and commercial vehicle industry, interested in the latest market trends, or just like talking about trucks and buses, you're in the right place. Hello, ako po si Brian and welcome to an exciting episode of Hataw Hino. Ngayong araw na to, hahataw tayo sa mga kwento. Wait lang.
Hey, come on.
Yeah. Morning, sir.
Morning. Join us.
It's my great honor to introduce to you a very special guest. He is pivotal to Hino Motors Philippines' success. First, we have the visionary leader steering the ship. Under his leadership, Hino has continued to innovate and has led the way for the industry since the 1970s. Mr. Vicente Mills Jr., Chairman of Hino Motors Philippines. Welcome, Mr. Mills.
Thank you, Brian.
Our pleasure, sir. And joining us as well is the brilliant mind behind Hino's products and how it's being bridged to today's market. Bon's insights and expertise have been instrumental in bringing you the reliable and quality vehicles that Hino is very much known for. Mr. Bon Santos, Senior Manager for Product Planning and Market Research. Welcome, Bon.
Good morning, Sir Brian.
Morning.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. All right. So to get started with our Hataw Hino kwentuhan, diba? Siguro umpisahan natin na Mr. Mills, or can I call you Sir Bimbo?
Please do.
Thank you, sir. Simulan natin. Bibigay lang ako sa inyo ng mga counting katanungan.
Okay.
Gusto natin, syempre, mailabas natin ang tunay na kwento ng Hino Motors Philippines. No? Napakarami, sa pagkakaalam ko at sa nakikita ko sa walls dito sa ating opisina, no? The very rich history of Hino, as well as the rich history of Hino Motors Philippines. No? So, maybe to get started with our conversation today, Sir Bimbo, I have one question. Simulan natin doon sa unang-una nating tanong. No? Can you share with us the journey of Hino Motors Philippines, no? And share with us the milestones from its inception to where it stands today?
Okay, I'll try. Talagang ang kwento pang matanda na rin tayo, kaya marami siguro akong kwento.
Ibahin natin, sir. Experienced.
Okay. Anyway, we started in 1976, organized in 1976. No? As you know, the automotive industry in the Philippines, nag-umpisa yan nung Progressive Car Manufacturing Program in 1973. 2 years later, 75 or so, government also went into developing the Progressive Truck Manufacturing Program. And that is the time pumasok ang Hino because we wanted to participate in that program. Basically, the program is supposed to develop over time the local manufacture of parts and components and trucks for trucks and buses, and therefore give the power to develop unique products for our economy from the manufacturing department section rather than just import trucks and buses. So that started in 1976, 75, 76, and that's when Hino started. And we started very simply in a small factory in Valenzuela, Bulacan, and have progressed over the years from there. The company went through ups and downs, just like the economy of the Philippines. The industry, of course, is a direct function. The growth of the industry is a direct function of the economy itself. No? So when the economy was starting to grow, we grew, but then it collapsed again in a certain periods of time, no? Particularly in the early 80s. So that has been the story of Hino. We followed the economy and the industry from the start. After a good start, we experienced the collapse of the industry, of the economy, and of course the industry in 1983. At that time, the peso devalued in a very big way, and at that time, the country had not enough foreign exchange, so we cannot even import our own knockdown parts for the trucks and buses. So we had to earn our own dollars. At that time, Hino and of course the other industry participants also had to do that, and to the point where we were helping other Filipino exporters of furniture, of frozen fish, shrimps, chopsticks, audio, video cassettes, and things like that, so that we can earn our dollars to be able to continue the business.
Wow. Okay. Would you say, sir, that that was the toughest challenge that Hino Motors Philippines faced since its inception?
Yeah. Well, together with the economy, because the economy also collapsed almost completely, we persevered, and by earning these dollars, we were able to continue operations, maybe in a smaller scale, but continued. And at that time, we developed another part of our business, which is bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding.
In the past, we were just selling our trucks and buses as chassis cabs and platforms, and then used other bodybuilders to complete the unit. In 1984-85, because of the size of the industry, we felt we had to go to other value-added activities, which was bodybuilding, and we started that, and that has been a continuing new feature of Hino Motors Philippines since then. Aside from importing major chassis and chassis and engine components into trucks and buses, we also build bodies on them, whether it's a bus body, truck body, dump body, other special bodies. That completes our product offering to the commercial vehicle market.
Sir Bimbo, they say during the toughest periods of time for businesses, there actually is where you can find, also the most fun moments. What was one thing that you remember about this period? Was there something that you couldn't forget that taught you so much about entrepreneurship, about business leadership?
Yeah. Well, I guess difficulties really bring out your creative juices, okay? Because at that time, in an effort not to lay off people, and then talking to our customers on what they really need, that is why we went into bodybuilding, and with that, we had to learn another part of the business, because bodybuilding is quite different from just vehicle assembly and parts and component production. So that was a learning process that we went into, and so there we were exposed to designing bodies from paper, into, and then translating that into a physical component, and that I think was a very major experience that I will not forget. Also, when we went into this having to earn our own dollars, it was ridiculous. I had to learn what plastic injection molding is, so that we can make the audio cassettes, which we exported to the US. Shrimps, we went to the farms of these shrimp producers to try to see how we can help him increase production so that we can get more dollars to increase our business. So that kind of collaboration with other businesses is something I will not forget, from which I learned a lot, and our company learned a lot, how to cooperate with customers as well as just related businesses, so that we can combine efforts and continue with our growth of our sectors.
Sir Bon, we're very lucky that we are hearing, this very inspiring story from Sir Bimbo. Is there something that you'd like to say about that?
Yeah, yung mga kwento ni Mr. Mills is, I think 1983, no? So, I was born 1984, so talagang matagal na. But I am already 18 years na in the Hino, and I also encountered challenges before, and then gaya nga ng sinabi ni Mr. Mills, we learned bodybuilding, rebuilding, yung tinatawag naming rehab. So those really, during the hard times, really get us through.
Okay.
And also for the transport industry, at that time wala pa silang capability to buy new buses, new trucks. So parang binubuhay namin yung mga patay na nasasakyan, and we try to make it as roadworthiness as possible. So yun yung pinaka-challenging part ng experience ko sa Hino.
It's good to hear that in the history of Hino, it has pivoted. Di ba, sa negosyo, I think yung pagdaan sa different iterations or sa iba-ibang version ng negosyo mo, importante yan, di ba? To understand and for you to also really cater to the needs of your customers. Nakakatuwa na ang Hino Motors Philippines dumaan din sa ganyang experience, pero look at it now.
Well, ganyan talaga ang negosyo. I think perseverance and patience is what will bring you across difficult times. No, if you stick to your original idea only, then when conditions change, it's so much harder to pivot, as you're saying. No? So I think being open and being flexible is very important, and of course the patience and perseverance na to continue. No, it's easy to give up.
Completely agree.
But we did not, and we're happy with that.
Palagay ko, Sir Bimbo, sa ulo nyo yung business model canvas ng Hino Motors. No? Kahit hindi pa uso yung mismong framework na ito noon pa, kaya kayo nakapag-pivot at kaya kayo naka-adapt. No? So, the viability, the feasibility of what you were offering was there, and now you've stayed ahead in the industry. No? Speaking of innovation, sir, and Sir Bon, if you have any thoughts about this, feel free to also chime in. No? At present times, ano po ang nakikita ninyong sa industriya? No? Ano po ang nakikita ninyong tingin yung innovation na dapat ibinibigay natin sa ating merkado? And nasaan na si Hino ngayon pagdating dun sa innovation na yun?
Okay, well, as you know, the whole industry is transitioning to electrification. Okay, but that electrification transition is a transition phase, a period. Okay? It's not. I think some people misunderstand na dapat mag-electrify na tayo ngayon or bukas. But I think it will be a process, a substantially, reasonably long process, because the adjustments come not only in the unit itself, but in the infrastructure that supports that unit, and even the users getting used to the different kind of mode of transport. So on top of innovations, I think on Hino's part, the biggest innovations is we are able to modify the basic chassis frames that we have. We lengthen the wheelbase, shorten it, to adapt to the particular application. That's one of the advantages, I think, having production capabilities in the Philippines. We can adjust it to the right adaptable products appropriate for our users. Alam mo na, ang Pinoy, iba-iba ang style ng paggamit ng vehicle.
Totoo po yan.
We cannot just use, not like in cars, when it comes, that's it. Okay, yan ang kotse, maghanap ka ng ibang modelo. Pero sa commercial vehicles, really the platform is basically the same, but we have to adapt it to different GVWs, gross vehicle weights. Okay, kasi ang karga mo mas magaan, pwede mong iksian, pahabaan, even with the same engine. If it's a bulky cargo, pahabaan mo yung engine kasi magaan naman. Pero kung mabigat, kahit na iksaian mo, because the capacities are going to be better.
Right.
So that kind of innovation, I think, is something we're proud of, that we're able to tell our customers, sige, ano ba talagang problema mo? Then we'll try to modify the unit as best as we can. Second is on the innovation for the future. I think the transition periods into the different kinds of fuel that ultimately will power commercial vehicles, is still in transition. And there maybe si Bon na masyadong technical yan. Pero ang point na gusto kong masabi is that the innovation movements towards full electrification, because whether that's at the end of the day a battery type or hydrogen or other intermediate steps, that's still in process. No?
That's right.
Nobody knows exactly what it is. In cars, in personal cars, medyo people have already jumped into battery or hybrid. Okay? But for commercial vehicles, it's still the change will be more gradual, because the use are very different. For example, a particular commercial vehicle, the weight, the capacity that it has to carry will need a very large battery, which will make it very expensive. No?
I see.
So until those kinds of trade-offs are realized or resolved, then I think the transition also will be slower in commercial vehicles to that ultimate cleaner power source for commercial vehicles. No? Now, Bon is quite knowledgeable on our plans on that side of the business. So maybe, Bon, you could give us some idea.
As you explained, Mr. Mills, aside from our goal of being business-centric to customers, providing what the customer needs, so we can adjust the length, the GVW, or how much cargo it can carry
Cargo.
in our own production plant here in Laguna. But aside from that, from our principal from Japan, our mother company, we're preparing for electrification.
Okay.
But before that, how to power the battery, that's the question. No?
That's
So
right.
we still need the engine, and our plan is to make that engine cleaner and more efficient or economical. No? So we're actually going to transition from diesel and even thinking to move into a gasoline engine for trucks. No? So it will be really exciting for Hino in that case. No? Aside from the truck itself, no, we are introducing in the next in the near future the telematics, no, vehicle
Telematics.
Yeah.
Okay.
The simplest way I can explain it is like in aviation. No? You have the tower and they control all the fleet of airplanes. They monitor the health of the airplanes to keep it from keeping it from crashing. No?
Okay.
So for our vehicle telematics, same way we will provide to the customer. No, we'll prevent the accident and make the driver use it more efficiently. And then third is of course prevent the downtime for customer by monitoring the vehicle
I see.
in a real-time basis. Yeah.
Okay, quick question. Is telematics directly connected to, because we all know apart from electrification of vehicles, nandyan po yung usapan tungkol sa deeper levels or higher levels rather of self-driving cars. Pagdating sa commercial vehicles, saan po papunta ang technology sa nakikita niyo po sa ngayon?
Yeah, for autonomous driving, no, which we call in Hino, as we put more electronic devices, especially going to electrification, even for right now in ICE or internal combustion engine, yung ginagamitan pa ng fuel, so we're upgrading yung mga electronic devices or computer devices inside the vehicle para magkaroon ng mas malinis na emission, no?
Okay.
In order to attain yung tinatawag nating Euro 5, Euro 6, even up to Euro 7 na nga. No? So those electronic devices are a big role, no, for the telematics because nakakaroon na tayo ng parang mga cellphones, no, mga cellphone devices inside the vehicle that can transmit data, and then we can monitor yung vehicles.
I see. Speaking of cell phones, electronic devices, Sir Bimbo, alam ko mahilig kayo sa photography. Ito po ba ang pinakamalaki niyong paboritong hobby?
Siyempre, isang hobby gusto ko is also golf, no?
Of course.
But
yeah.
photography gives me the chance to flex my creative muscles, the few that they have. No? So yeah, I enjoy it a lot, no? And I think this gives balance to my life, no? Completely different from business. No?
Yeah.
But talking about this telematics, no, going forward, no, because going forward, aside from the technology of the products, because electrification and all of this really is from Hino's point of view, we have always been a total support company. No?
Total support, yes. Okay.
And that means after buying the unit, we make sure we have the parts and after self services to make sure that the uptime of your unit, because the buyer of a commercial vehicle always very interested in just to make sure that it's available for the time he wants the vehicle to operate. No?
Okay.
Now, aside from that, there are other elements which we would like as Hino to put our customers into that global umbrella of activities and services. In short, a Hino community in that sense. No? Telematics is one of the features of that, meaning after you buy, we'll help our customers. First, we offer our customers different sizes of commercial vehicles, trucks, buses. Second, different types of bodies. Third, we want to connect them also to financing companies more directly.
Financing companies.
Right now, instead of a customer just looking for his bank on his own, we'd like to help them put that under an umbrella so that of connection, so that it will be easier to buy the unit. And then we want to make sure that after they buy the unit, our dealer network is up to par, so that they can have the parts available in their location, and the mechanics really know what they're doing. Okay, so training of mechanics, and also that holistic approach is something we'd like to make sure our customers feel they're part of the Hino community, and that's one of the directions. Telematics is one of the things, so that the unit is monitored and the dealer and the user knows the condition of his fleet and where they are actually, because that also records mileage, whether the driver is misusing the unit, things like that. Because I think going forward, before, people don't pay attention to that. Bahala na yung, magaling yung driver ko, bahala na siya. Pero hindi na ganun ngayon. You have to monitor kasi the truck is, the commercial vehicle users, that's a very important asset. And now, hindi na pwedeng yung, sorry, na-delay yung truck kasi nasiraan, okay? No, the customer is very demanding. So, logistics companies make sure that their fleets really are up to par. And we want to be part of that environment, that community, and that's one of the directions we're trying to do for our customers going forward.
Spoken like a true golfer. Ipinuposisyon nyo na yung bola ahead of time, di ba? Yan sabi nila, di ba? Kailangan na-visualize mo na kung saan mo lalarin yun, saan mo dadalhin yung bola.
management.
From telematics to the other innovations, di ba? So, even yung financing, I think, is a very important aspect of the business that the consumers nowadays, especially nowadays, very much need.
Yes.
Sir Bon, matanong ko kayo, bukod dun sa telematics, bukod dun sa iba nating napag-usapan na innovations, no? Are there any other technical aspects of Hino's products that right now you are already seeing that the customers and maybe the general public has been parang clamoring for? Is there one thing that lagi niyong naririnig na baka sa mga trucks natin, sa mga buses natin, meron tayong ganito, meron tayong ganyan?
Of course, yung nabanggit naming business-centric, no? So, especially in terms of fuel, no? So, yun yung, ngayon nakikita natin sa market, ang lalaki masyado ng trucks, no? In terms of hauling cargoes, actually, hindi naman siya palakihan, no? So, for Hino, we want the best fit product, the best size truck for your business, no? So we want to be that kind of business partner that will provide the best fit product to you na para economical yung truck, no?
Yeah.
Then of course yung for technology of Hino, then kasabay kasi ng emission or ng environment compliance yung magiging fuel efficient, no?
Okay.
So as we become more cleaner fuel, it become more fuel efficient.
Okay.
So hand in hand yan together with that. So together with complying with the government policies, also for our customers na na po-provide natin yung best solution sa kanila.
Kayo ba, Sir Bon, meron ba kayong paborito nyong gawin?
I also, of course, I played basketball. I can still play basketball. Then I also tried golf, I think, a couple of years ago. And I think I'm still not good at it.
That's alright. Pareho tayo. Sabay tayo matuto, sir.
Talagin tayo ni Mr. Mills.
Kailangan, I think, makasabay natin si Sir Bimbo sa golf. Kaya lang baka maiwan tayo. Sa akin, baka yung mga bola kung saan mapunta.
Mahina tayo maglakad, so mauna pa kayo sa akin.
Dapat meron tayong sir, golf cart na Hino branded.
Okay.
I'm sure, Sir Bimbo, meron kayong mga inspiration, no? Na pinaghuhugutan, no? Ng lakas. Meron ba kayong, kanina ikinento nyo yung mga milestones, so yung mga pinagdaanan ng Hino over the years. Speaking of inspiration, saan niyo po ba hinuhugot ang inyong lakas pagdating sa, diskarte sa negosyo, sa, pagdala ng organization towards its success?
Well, siguro pag actually I don't think about a philosophy before doing it. No, I was just doing it along the way. No,
Okay.
But looking back now, I think the sense of commitment. First, because I was the organizer of this company. I was the incorporator. No? So that sense of ownership that nanganak na ito at kailangang buhayin. So that the commitment comes from that. Okay, that that sense of ownership in terms of commitment to the employees, commitment to the product, to the belief in the value of what we're trying to do is one of the things that has guided me. Now, I think there is a Tagalog phrase, no, that kung may kailangan gawin, dapat ikaw nang gumawa. Okay, I don't know the exact how it phrases, but that has always been a guide to me. Na when you see something that has to be done, okay, and stop looking at people. Kailangan mo bang hintayin mo kung sino mag-iisip ng solusyon na yun, ng problema. Unahan mo na at pag-isipan mo na. No? So I get a commitment to going into details. Okay, that has been my guide. That I think the source of our continued success in terms of buhay pa tayong lahat, no? The company anyway. So the ability to go into details and then working with people to do the details with you is cooperative type mindset has always been the mark of my style.
Pag ikinikwento nyo to, Sir Bimbo, parang ano ito? Actually, this is the inspiring part. Gusto ko yung sinabi nyo kanina na nanganak na itong organization, kailangan na natin buhayin. I really, admire what you said earlier about, making sure that you are able to support the then employees of Hino during the tough period, no? And nakakatuwa kasi even if it means for you to pivot into industries that aren't exactly directly related to the core business, ipinasok nyo para at least magtuloy-tuloy yung negosyo. Sa ngayon, sa nakikita nyo, sir, alam ko, this generation, marami tayong iba, di ba? Iba na ang landscape ngayon. Do you feel that the public needs to hear, or meron ba tayong mga parang nakikita na gustong i-propose, di ba, na dapat marinig ng mga tao para mas maganda ang ating society, para mas maganda ang takbo ng buhay, no? Some other inspiration that you'd like to maybe share, nuggets of wisdom that you'd like to impart to them.
I don't know about my wisdom, no, but I think the fact that we are a company that has broad capabilities, no, yung bodybuilding, designing, access to foreign sources from Japan of components, etc. In particular, I think we can gel that into the project we have providing this modern jeepney. Okay, this modern jeepney was a concept, of course, to try to modify the public transport system in the country. No? After all, that's part of our problem, that traffic is too much in certain areas, tapos kulang naman ng transport paggabi. So there's an imbalance, no? And I think we are happy that we were invited and participated in developing a modern jeepney, and I think his team is one of the special groups within the company that developed the design and implemented it, no? So that we're now one of the major, not only, but one of the major suppliers of those products to the jeepney operators. No? Of course, this is a joint government and private sector project. The transport sector movement is still in transition. As you know, there are some strikes, there are some objections to it. But I think the direction already has been set by government and the Department of Transportation, which is to modernize the public transport system, because our ordinary workers really suffer a lot, having to wait for so long. First, the system is not sufficient for peak hours. On the other hand, the kinds of vehicles that are compliant with emissions, etc., all of these have to be balanced. And then the operators, the philosophy of the Philippines is to privatize the public transport system. So that means it has to be a private investment, and government just supports. But that balance of the investment and support is still in transition, no? Sinasabi lang ng iba, dapat gobyerno ang bigyan yan. Sabi na ng gobyerno, hindi namin kaya, dapat mas efficient kung private sector yan. Now, within that, ang daming changes also, and so that transition is something that I think we in Hino particularly are happy to participate in and proud that these initial products we have, and we're continuing to fine-tune it. No? We'll have second versions, and of course, we're on our drawing board for other versions of this after experiencing the performance of the unit and the customers' reaction to it. No? Kung saan nalalakihan sila, nalilitan, to improve that. No? So participating there is something that we're very happy with, and we look forward to being active participant in the conversion of the transport sector of the country. Because napaka-importante yun. No? You know, the other countries, their fleet, their commercial vehicle fleet is really, the economic development is very much related to also the improvement of the whole fleet of the commercial vehicles. Because that they go together, no? And I think we're in that transition period, not only the equipment, the electrification, but also the systems, no? And we're participating with government on trying to help in our sector, no? To provide the better products for that.
Thank you, Sir Bimbo. Sir Bon, would you like to chime in and talk a little bit more about the modern PUVs, di ba? Yung ating itong mga sasakyan na kinikwento ni Sir Bimbo.
I just want to emphasize yung sinabi ni Mr. Mills na napaganda. Kasi, it started maybe around 5 years ago, no, modern jeepney, and we are the first one to participated to this government program. And like continuously, we're listen to the customers, to the cooperatives, and continuously we improve the dimensions, the products, mas comfortable sa passengers, no? So all of those things are evolving until now, no, for modern PUV, no. So sa ngayon nga may transition pa tayo diyan na nangyayari, no, from to consolidation to cooperative. So we keep monitoring, and may mga negative things din tayo naririnig, so we'll keep addressing those in our and putting into our product planning those inputs.
And palagay ko in this particular scenario, totoo yung sinasabi nila na when there is resistance, you know that you are headed towards the right direction.
Okay.
Diba? Kasi, diba, I mean, let's face it, you know, there are a lot of aspects of today's society, particularly, diba, in the public mobility, no? In the daily commute situation of many Filipinos nationwide, no? And you know, I can you know, really relate to what you said earlier, no? And I really feel that that is going to be very helpful to today's community.
Kanina naririnig ko you're saying steer the ship, no? But especially this is 50 years of anniversary, and through the leadership of Mr. Mills also, no? So I just want to add that my favorite quote for that is like, anyone can steer the ship, right? But it takes a leader to chart the course.
Ang ganda nun.
So where are we now is because of Mr. Mills' leadership, and it's up to the next leaders to continue for the next 50 years maybe to chart the course.
Sir Bimbo, what can you say about that?
Well, I think my participation in steering is not a solo participation. I think the team was with us. I have luckily a group of executives and managers who were with me from the start. So naranasan nila yung mga down and almost out, but continued to help in the pivot. So yes, I think the ship is moving forward, but I think it's really the work of everybody, you know? And not only us, but also our partners, our foreign partners. They also appreciate that we are in transition, and so they're trying to also make sure that they help us get the right products, right features of the products that we will be producing here for our local economy.
I see. Si Sir Bimbo, Sir Bon, ito yung naiisip ko kanina. You were able to bring out the real commitment, no? The genuine dedication of your people, and you have brought the entire organization together, of course, with your team to where it is today. Sir Bimbo, Sir Bon, maraming salamat po for our conversation ngayong araw na ito. Nakakatuwa at talagang nailabas natin ang gusto nating maikwento, no, sa mga tagasunod ng Hino Motors Philippines. No? Bago natin tapusin ang kwentuhan natin ngayon, baka meron pa kayong huling gustong idagdag, no, para ma-wrap up natin ang ating Hataw Hino kwentuhan.
Well, siguro ang madadagdag ko na lang is sabihin sa audience natin, kung sino man yun, kung customers, kung kasama namin sa trabaho, kung kasama namin sa industriya, kasama namin sa gobyerno, we're committed to our segment, the segment of our industry, and we're committed to also help develop that long-term chart which Bon is talking about. That I think we're ready to modify, adjust, respond to the requirements of the industry where we can participate in. We're committed to that, and I think the company will always be there to support all of these stakeholders of our industry.
Thank you, Sir Bimbo. Siguro bago natin tapusin talaga, pasensya na. Huling-huli na lang talaga. Si Sir Bon, meron siyang life quote kanina eh. Sir Bimbo, dapat meron din kayo.
Wala akong maisip na. Poeta pala ito si Bon. No, I just say, commitment ko is, ang masabi ko na lang is, let's make sure that nobody jumps ship and we stay on the ship because we're going forward and marami tayong naabutan na destination. No?
Ganda nun, Sir Bimbo. Sabi nyo nga kanina, di ba? It's easy to quit, di ba? Pero mas masaya yung meron kang adventure na na-experience, di ba? Sabi nyo nga kanina, looking back. Ang ganda nun, di ba? You chose the more challenging path, but it was actually the more exciting path.
Yes, sir.
Di ba? So I guess that's all the time that we have for our Hataw Hino social media series. Sir Bimbo, Sir Bon, maraming salamat po. So I guess that's all the time that we have for today's episode of Hataw Hino. Maraming salamat at sa susunod na episode, abangan niyo po ulit kami. Whether you're a fan of the auto and commercial vehicle industry, interested in the latest market trends, or just like talking about trucks and buses, you're in the right place.